In the world, there are many extremely powerful military vehicles, but some of them have an extraordinary level of danger. So today, we will explore together 10 of the most dangerous war machines the world has ever seen. But before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our videos. That being said, let's start right away with the first military vehicle in our list, Jobaria Defense Systems Multiple Cradle Launcher. The Jobaria is a powerful 122mm rocket artillery system developed by the United Arab Emirates in collaboration with Turkey. Its primary goal was to put an entire battery of rocket launchers on a single vehicle. This system was first introduced in 2013 during IDX in Abu Dhabi and was delivered to the United Arab Emirates. The Jobaria MLRS consists of an Oshkosh Global HET heavy transport vehicle with a 6x6 configuration, towing a 10-wheel semi-trailer with 4 motorized rocket launchers. Each launcher has 3 pods with 20 rockets each, totaling 240 122mm launch tubes. This system replaces a complete battery of rocket launchers mounted on 6 trucks with a crew of 30 men. The rockets have a maximum range of 37 kilometers, and a full salvo covers an area of 4 square kilometers. It can also launch smaller 107mm rockets with a range of about 11 kilometers or 300mm rockets with a range of up to 100 kilometers. The system is operated by a crew of 3 people inside an armored cabin with NBC protection. Rocket launches occur without the crew having to leave the vehicle. The truck is provided by Oshkosh and has a centralized tire inflation system. The trailer with the launchers is manufactured in the United Arab Emirates and is equipped with an auxiliary power unit that allows the system to operate with the truck's engine turned off. However, the Jobaria has limited mobility in desert terrain and is better suited for operations on hard surface roads. The system is supported by a dedicated resupply vehicle that carries full reloads and has 2 cranes for reloading, which takes about 30 minutes. Now, let's move on to the second military vehicle in our top 10, USS Montgomery LCS-8. The USS Montgomery LCS-8 is a littoral combat ship of the Independence class in the United States Navy, named in honor of the capital of Alabama, Montgomery. In 2002, the U.S. Navy initiated a program to develop its first fleet of littoral combat ships. Initially, the Navy ordered 2 trimaran-hulled ships from General Dynamics, which became known as the Independence-class littoral combat ships after the first ship of the class, the USS Independence. Even-numbered littoral combat ships of the U.S. Navy are built using the trimaran design of the Independence class, while odd-numbered ships are based on a competing design, the Freedom-class littoral combat ship with a conventional monohull. The initial order for littoral combat ships included a total of 4 ships, including 2 of the Independence class. On December 29, 2010, the Navy announced that Austal USA had been awarded a contract to build an additional 10 Independence-class littoral combat ships. The USS Montgomery is the 4th Independence-class littoral combat ship built and the 3rd ship of this class to feature improvements over the original Independence design, LCS-2, including 7-meter rigid hull inflatable boats, improved corrosion protection, and enhanced propulsion. Now, let's move on to the next military vehicle in our list, Messerschmitt Me-163. During World War II, in 1944, Germany found itself in a critical situation due to massive Allied bombings. Piston-engine aircraft were now obsolete, and the need to counter the Allies led to the development of so-called Wunderwaffen or miracle weapons. However, these weapons failed to turn the tide of the war due to material, personnel, and fuel shortages. One of the weapons developed was the Messerschmitt Me-163, an interceptor known as the Wile E. Coyote weapon. This aircraft was meant to counter the high-flying, high-speed flying fortresses of the Allies. The German early warning network was ineffective, so something small, fast, and agile was needed to quickly take off, intercept bombers, and avoid enemy gunner fire. The secret base at Peenemünde played a key role in the development of these weapons, including the V-2 missile, and later contributed to NASA's activities. However, despite efforts to create miracle weapons, Germany failed to change the course of the war due to multiple logistical challenges and limited resources. Now, let's look at a truly dangerous assault machine, M1 Shredder. The M1150 Assault Breacher Vehicle, ABV, is a U.S. military vehicle designed for mine and explosives clearance. Based on the chassis of the M1 Abrams tank, it is equipped with a mine-clearing blade and explosive charges. It was widely used by the U.S. Marines during Operation Moshtarak in Afghanistan in 2010 against the Taliban insurgency. However, in 2023, the Marines retired the ABV. These tracked combat vehicles are specially designed to clear safe paths through minefields and eliminate roadside bombs and improvised explosive devices. Weighing 72 tons and measuring 12 meters in length, they are based on the M1 Abrams chassis and are equipped with a 1,500 horsepower engine, a .50 caliber machine gun, and a 4.6 meter wide front blade, supported by metal skids that glide over the ground and carry nearly 3,200 kilograms of explosives. Additionally, they are equipped with the Linear Demolition Charge System, LDCS, which uses C4 explosive rockets to safely eliminate hidden explosives from a distance, allowing troops and vehicles to pass safely. In 1990, the U.S. Army discontinued the development of complex and high-maintenance vehicles for this purpose, but the Marines continued to fund the development of the ABV. The final model of the ABV is based on the General Dynamics chassis used for the M1A1 Abrams main battle tank. Pearson Engineering in the United Kingdom provided the specially designed blade and other mine-clearing accessories. Now, let's take a look at one of the strangest and most dangerous military vehicles ever created, Vespa 150 TAP. In the 1950s, the French Ministry of Defense commissioned the licensee Piaggio in France, ACMA, to build the first Vespa for military purposes. This military Vespa was produced in 600 units from 1956 to 1959 in two camouflage colors, green and sand. This initiative was taken during the Indochina War, when it was thought to use the Vespa as a light tactical vehicle, given its reputation for being agile and robust. The Vespa TAP was assigned to the Foreign Legion and the Paratrooper Corps and was designed to be airdropped. It was equipped with a 75mm recoilless rifle of U.S. origin, used by all NATO troops, 6 rounds of ammunition, 2 fuel canisters, and a small cart. Despite its weight of 115 kilograms, the Vespa TAP remained maneuverable and could reach a speed of 66 kilometers per hour, with a range of about 200 kilometers. The engine was a 150, similar to that of the Vespa VL3, but the frame was reinforced by a tube that surrounded the front shield, creating a circular ring at the rear. This tube served as a bumper and also supported the side ammunition holders. The handlebar, painted, featured a large adjustable headlight protected by a grille, with the headlight switch also protected at the top. These vehicles are truly frightening, but which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. But now, let's get back to the video. And let's continue with a remarkable military vehicle, Bob Semple's tank. Bob Semple's tank was a military vehicle conceived by New Zealand's Minister of Works, Bob Semple, during World War II. This project emerged out of the fear of a possible Japanese invasion, as New Zealand lacked heavy military industry. Semple opted for the construction of New Zealand tanks based on farm tractors, to which cabins made of corrugated steel sheets were added. Inside these cabins, 6 Bren machine guns were installed, constituting the vehicle's armament. However, these tanks were created without a formal development plan, leading to numerous design flaws and issues. Consequently, they were never mass-produced or used in combat. Now, let's move on to the next highly dangerous military vehicle, M2 Bradley. In 1972, the U.S. Army requested design proposals to meet the need for a mechanized infantry fighting vehicle, IFV, in response to the introduction of the Soviet BMP-1 IFV. This led to a series of design proposals and evolving specifications, eventually giving rise to the Bradley fighting vehicle system, consisting of 2 vehicles, the IFV, later known as the M2 Bradley, and the cavalry fighting vehicle, designated as the M3. The primary goal was to create a vehicle with better armored protection to replace the aging M113 armored personnel carrier. Deliveries of the M2 Bradley began in 1981 and continue to this day, with over 4,600 vehicles produced. About 400 M2 IFVs were exported to Saudi Arabia, and in 2017, 32 M2A2s were delivered to Libya. In 2019, a contract was signed for the supply of 84 M2A2 ODS armored vehicles to Croatia, a number later increased to 89. Furthermore, in 2020, it was announced that 350 M2A2s would be delivered to Greece. Upgraded M2 Bradley IFVs are expected to remain in active service with the U.S. Armed Forces at least until 2029 and beyond. Currently, there are no immediate plans to replace this vehicle with a new generation IFV. Now, let's take a look at another exceptional military machine, Tupolev Tu-160 Blackjack. The Tupolev Tu-160 is a supersonic strategic bomber of Soviet and later Russian origin. Developed in the 1980s by OKB Tupolev, it became operational in the Soviet Air Force in 1987. Its primary role is to conduct nuclear strikes, but it can also be used for long-range conventional bombing missions. It is the largest combat aircraft built until 2022. After the dissolution of the USSR, production ceased in 1994, and the fleet of Tu-160s was divided between Russia and Ukraine, with Ukrainian aircraft earmarked for US-sponsored demolition. The aircraft is known as the White Swan due to its appearance. In December 2018, work to restart the production line was resumed. During its operational life, the Tu-160 was constantly updated, with recent versions such as the Tu-160M equipped with long-range KH-101/102 cruise missiles, and the Tu-160M1/M1 Plus and Tu-160M2 versions representing deep upgrades for existing aircraft and new production cells. We have reached the penultimate vehicle today, the Yamato battleship. The Yamato was a battleship of the Imperial Japanese Navy, considered, along with its sister ship, the Musashi, the most imposing battleship ever built. With a displacement of 72,810 tons and a main battery of 9 460mm guns, it represented a majestic naval force. The Yamato indirectly took part in crucial events such as the Battle of Midway and the Battle of the Philippine Sea. However, in 1945, it was assigned to a suicidal mission known as Operation Tengo, with the desperate goal of defending Okinawa from the American fleet. Unfortunately, the ship was sunk by a devastating American aerial attack on April 7, 1945, before it could reach the island. And now, for the final military vehicle on our list, the Lockheed AC-130. The Lockheed AC-130, known as the Angel of Death, is a 4-engine turboprop aircraft used by the United States Air Force for ground attacks. This aircraft, a variant of Lockheed C-130, is converted into a gunship by Boeing. It has been in service since the late 1960s and is unique in the USAF. It has been used in conflicts like the Vietnam War and the Gulf War, but has also suffered losses, including being shot down during the Gulf War. 6 AC-130s were lost during the Vietnam War. Currently, 2 versions are operational, the AC-130H Spectre and the AC-130U Spooky. These aircraft are equipped with a wide range of armaments, including a 20mm Gatling gun and a 105mm howitzer. The crew typically consists of 12 to 13 members, with 5 officers, including 2 pilots, a navigator, an electronic warfare officer, and a fire control officer. The other crew members perform technical roles, operate electronic consoles, and manage the weaponry. These were the 10 most dangerous military vehicles in the world. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any new videos. Thank you for your attention, and as always, never stop being curious.